Okay, so here's your second video of the week. We're going to be looking at nationalism. The idea, mostly, it's going to be a factor not only through the time period we're talking about now, but through modern day. We're talking about what nationalism means, and in this video specifically, we're going to look at what it means for two countries, Italy and Germany. So nationalism is a loyalty and devotion to the state with an emphasis on common history and culture. Nationalism is not patriotism. It is thinking your country is fundamentally better due to its history and its culture than any other place on the planet. You may think America is great, but most people probably think that, yeah, America's great, but there's other great places too. If you're a nationalist, you think America's great and we should fight to make it above all else. Nationalists want to know what's going to help their country and their people. Nationalism is also not always a country. It could be a race. It could be a religion. It is something you have in common with another group of people, and you think that that group of people is the best in the world. So let's first look at Italy. Now, before I get into this, nationalism does not always have to be completely evil. But nationalism tends to lead to struggle and war. If you think you're the greatest people on the planet, it's kind of hard to get along with other people. But nationalism usually arises when groups of people come together as one to form a new country, usually, kind of like what we're going to see here. So Italy, 1796, is made up of independent city-states. They're all broken up. Sardinia, Venice, papal states for the Pope controlling Kingdom of Sicily. They wanted to return to the glory of Rome. Now, while they're all separated, they still view themselves as Italians and Romans. Let's see if I can. See if I can make this look a little. No, it's cut off anyway. Oh well. We're here. We're just looking at some people that are important to this region. So, first in the north, Sardinia and its allies of Britain and France, and France will then help them annex more and more territory. In the south, you have Giuseppe Garibaldi. He led the volunteer Red Shirts in uniting southern Italy. Sardinia and the Red Shirts link up, and they push against the Papal States. Eventually, King Victor Emmanuel is named the new King of Italy. Pretty quick, right? Venice and Rome will later take to make full unification. So let's look at the results. That's what we're really here for. So due to all this war and this reunification, there's going to be turmoil, plagues in the brain. Turmoil is going to plague the country, fighting, instability, development slows. Italy doesn't get the Industrial Revolution because they're focused on this reunification. Many, many people leave for the United States. Germany. We've talked about them recently, the Confederation. They start to, after the Napoleonic Wars, view themselves as one group. Much like the Italians, they think, you know what? We'd be better together. Everybody's holding us down. We should get together. So Otto von Bismarck becomes the Prime Minister of Prussia in 1973 and uses nationalism to appeal to all German speakers. All these countries have the same language. And he practices realpolitik, which is the Machiavellian idea that all means are justified if you're trying to take and hold power. Eventually, the French-Prussian War, Franco-Prussian War, is going to lead to the creation of an actual Germany. Following victory over France, King Wilhelm will become the first Kaiser, or William, excuse me. Results of unification of Germany becomes an economic and military powerhouse. So, unlike Italy, where it all kind of falls apart, they get power and strength. Social reforms take place. There's laws to pass to protect workers. It's actually not a bad place to live. Don't worry about the exit ticket part, but just look at the quote. The great questions of the day will not be decided by speeches and resolutions of majorities, but by blood and iron. So you have two case studies here of nationalism. In Italy, the belief that the Italian culture is best and that there's Romans at heart leads to a new country, but a country that's had slow development and strife. And in Germany, you have the other side, strength and power. Now, how are these two related? First of all, as we know, nationalism creates them. And second of all, if you're strong and powerful, you're cocky and you want to take on the world. If you're beat down and held back, you want to attack the world too, right? Both these countries are going to be itching for battle. And that's going to set up the next stage in human history, the world wars and etc. But nationalism, this video has just been a really quick rundown on some of the effects of nationalism. You're going to get more of this through the videos that I gave you in the reading, but nationalism, viewed by most people as a negative form of political thought. Rarely does nationalism lead to good things. Patriotism, again, is not nationalism. You can believe America's great. But if you think America's great and nothing else can be great, and everybody should be American and like America, and if you're not, get out of the way, you can see where problems could arise. Nationalism is usually attached in this country to something called white nationalism. And that's just the idea that one race is better than all the others. White nationalists, your classic KKK, but even some people that don't wear hoods and act crazy still consider themselves white nationalists. So when you hear that on the news, white nationalists, that's what they're talking about. People that think one race is better than all the others. And you have nationalists based on religion, nationalists based on states. I mean, in a strict, I guess you could even say, fanhood of various teams. Like being an Alabama fan is almost nationalist in this idea. You think Alabama's better than all, and you would never wear an Auburn shirt, or vice versa. Well, if you take that sports idea and apply it to countries, see the problem? People get shot over football games. They're definitely going to shoot over countries and boundaries. So, that's the important takeaways. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know. There will be a discussion question and all that posted on the website, so go look at it, answer it. There'll be an assessment on Friday. It's a short quiz. Don't freak out about it. I think that's it. Once again, any questions, just let me know.